Alright, so we have made it to Ohio this week. We are up here hunting with XOP. And there's a bunch of public land around here for us to choose from. We're just kind of going to go drive. Got a little bit of intel on a place from a buddy of mine over here, about an hour away from where we're staying. So we're going to go check it out first. Just drive around, maybe do some walking, see what we can find. And if we find good sign, find something we want to hunt, we'll probably just hunt this evening over here. And then Wednesday, we got everybody showing up. We got the XOP Gear Lab. That's going to be pretty cool. We get to see some new gear that XOP's got coming on and get to test that stuff, hang out with all the guys. And there's going to be about 20-25 guys here this week to hang out with. So it should be a fun time. So y'all stay with us and see what happens. We're gonna go do some scouting.
Oh! You got like
good shooting, dude.
Thank you. There you go.
Yeah.
There's pictures. All luck. Hey, I don't really look at
Tyler up.
Well, the hunting in Ohio was slow in early October, but we had a dang good time hanging out with all the guys from XOP. We got to see some of the new gear that they're going to be releasing next summer, and we can't wait to share that with you guys later next year. We walked our butts off and didn't find ourselves in the right tree to kill a buck, but that's all right. Until next time, Ohio. When we got back from Ohio, things were starting to heat up at home. Jonah was able to kill a really nice archery buck, got it all on film. Be sure to go check out that video on our channel. As the leaves started falling and the acorns started dropping, Jonah was hunting some public land and was able to connect with his first public land black bear. Be sure to check out that video as well. Our next trip was West Virginia.
Alright folks, we've made it to West Virginia. We're here, we got about 53 minutes left to get to where we're going. And it's warm, 70 degrees unfortunately, but it's beautiful up here. Looks like a peak of fall, so we're excited to be in the woods. Probably this evening what we'll do is, so the first 2 days that we're here, we're going to be hunting public land, and then the last 3 days we're going to be hunting private. So probably tonight, might just get out and go drive around the W Bay a little bit, maybe get out and walk a little bit, try to find an area that we can hunt over the next couple of days that has, some good deer sign in it. I'm not really, super pressed to shoot a deer on the public just because we know there's some good deer on the private that we're going to be hunting, and we only got one buck tag a piece. So, unless it's just a giant on the public or something bigger than what I've shot at home, I probably won't shoot it. So that's kind of our plan for the public for the next couple of days. So we're going to mess around out there. Just kind of, we figured, why not come up early and hunt some public that we've never hunted before? It'd be fun. So we'll get busy doing that. We got to get everything over to the cabin, and we'll see you guys soon.
As we arrived in West Virginia, we met with our buddy Travis, who was kind enough to invite us up to hunt some of his permission property with him. We scouted around and checked out some different areas. We found some good sign, but the deer activity was pretty slow. The weather was warm and it just wasn't quite right yet. Andrew and Jonah spent some time hunting some public land nearby with no avail. We saw a few young bucks chasing does, but again, the weather just was not there yet. The very last morning that we were there, Andrew had a really good encounter with a nice buck and was able to get an arrow released. Here's how that went.
That's when I grabbed that grunt call, and that doe just looked up at me and she freaking beelined it, dude. And that buck was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. He's like, that's my doe.
Dude, 80 to maybe 100 yards, and I'm beating the piss out of the rattling antlers.
That's crazy.
Oh, bro, it just the way it happened had me freaking fired up.
That's super cool, man.
Oh, dude, I was freaking stoked.
That's like,
I hate that I didn't get my freaking camera on, but I just...
who cares, dude? You got the GoPro footage, that's all.
I didn't have a whole lot of time for it, so...
That's crazy. I mean, he must have been grunting loud for you to be able to hear it on that GoPro like
and the
that.
GoPro can't, or the mic's facing me.
Yeah,
so that's behind the mic.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he come in and I'm looking, was trying to figure out what's going on.
You're all tied up on that
I was
log.
like, there's no way, dang, these rattling antlers will ever get his attention. I said, well, I don't get his attention. I said, there's no way he's gonna come over here. I said, I'm way too close for him to think. But looking at it now, where he was, he couldn't see over this rise.
Yeah.
Dag, come
Yeah,
over.
he couldn't see till it was too late. And
And I either buried it just in front of the shoulder, slightly quartered to, and come out the pocket. It may have went slightly behind the shoulder. I didn't have time to range him, but I'm pretty sure he was at 40 and I shot him for 30, but he went to duck the wheel. And then he ducked right into it. Almost positive. I could be completely wrong, but
we'll find out.
usually what I see is what happens, then I just go back to second guessing myself.
Yeah.
Just terrible about that. That daggum. Felt like everything that could possibly go wrong this morning was going wrong.
Everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
But when it goes right, it goes right and it goes
That's
right
right.
quick. Alright, I just put me a good old pinch of snuff in. Let's see if we can find some blood. I'm excited. Got straight. It's right here in your camera somewhere.
I saw my camera.
Yeah, right here on the street. So he was just he would have crossed in front of it, but I would have never been able to shoot any of this. I don't know for sure if he would have come all the way across or if he would have went back after that doe. That ain't good at all.
You miss him?
May have caught shoulder. A bunch of meat in here, and look how twisted that blade is. I guarantee I caught shoulder.
Yep. Dang it.
Yeah, I don't look like I had enough to penetrate, but that's probably why he was dogging the way he was dogging.
We spent the next several hours looking for any signs that the deer was fatally wounded. We never found a speck of blood or a sign that the deer wasn't going to make it. We packed our bags and hung our heads, headed back to Georgia. As we rolled into mid to late November, I turned my focus to the mountains. I had the privilege of going to help one of my best friends pack out his first ever public land mountain buck, and man was it a good one. Whew. Man, he's a tank. He is, man. Heck yes. Flip his board. Heck yeah, dude. That's a dang good deer.
So you wanna
Oh, for sure, dude. It's probably, what, 16, 17 inches wide? Got some nice tines on him.
Yeah.
For a mountain deer, dude?
Yeah, not bad.
Dang good deer.
Look at where he's been horning trees.
Oh, yeah. Heck
That's
yes,
fresh
dude.
right there.
That's awesome.
It's
Beautiful.
Dude, he is heavy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
His neck was all
he's a good size
blowed
deer.
up.
Probably a 3-year-old of that. That's awesome.
He's dark too. Yeah.
The rut was getting fired up here in the mountains. I was spending every day and every hour that I could in the woods. These mountain deer take some serious scouting to figure out. I was burning the boot leather trying to figure out some of these deer that I had on camera.
Rob a blind when I shot him at. I was like,
Alright guys, good morning. We're headed in. New spot. Big cold front. Pretty excited about it. So we're in the mountains again this morning. Just trying to find some good bucks to hunt. I'm gonna ease down this whole road until it's getting used a good bit, so I'm gonna definitely be getting off this road. But I'm going to use it to get my access a little bit easier. So we're headed that way, folks. And hopefully be seeing some deer here before too long. So y'all stay with us, and we'll see what happens this morning. Alright guys, I found this little point right here between two laurel thickets. And it makes like a perfect funnel for these deer to cross from this laurel thicket. There's private down here. Make a perfect funnel for these deer to cross right here behind me onto that other laurel thicket. It's like a little peninsula. I think it's a great funnel. So not a ton of sign in here, but I feel like there's gonna be deer using it. I know there's a good buck in the area. My buddy's got some pictures of him. He's just over the way, maybe a quarter mile from me. So we know there's a good deer in here, so hopefully one of us will get a crack at it. I'll climb this tree. I should be able to see down this old drainage and make some pretty long shots in here if I need to. I'm gonna get this tree climbed and then we'll see y'all in a bit. Alright guys, I'm in the tree. It's cold. It's about 32 degrees right now. I'm not supposed to get higher than about 42 today, so I'll be here for a while. Planning on doing a pretty long sit this morning. Got until about 12:30 today. I gotta head back to the house, so I'll probably start climbing down at 12:30. Should put me back in the truck about 1:30, 1:45. Back in the house by 2:30, so that's kind of my plan for the day. I think Andrew just shot one. I don't have any service, but I tried to pick up when he called me and it won't. I can't get it to, I can't hear him. But he never calls me in the morning unless he's killed something, so I'm pretty sure Andrew just shot one, baby. Yes. He's probably tagged out right now. I'm not. Kind of putting myself on the struggle bus this year. I got a good spot that I can probably tag out in a couple days, but I really just preferred, I want to kill a mountain buck, so I've kind of made that my goal is I want to tag out on a mountain buck. So whether he's 100 inches or 150 inches, I don't really care. I just want a mountain buck. These high elevation mountains up here, so came down to a spot. Still trying to learn all this mountain hunting stuff, man, it's hard. Anyways, I came down to a spot where I've been really focusing on laurel thickets. I came down on a spot where two laurel thickets kind of pinch together, and there's a little opening between them. When I got up in the tree, I realized there's a scrape down here with a trail. It comes right down this drainage, so maybe he'll come up through here this morning. We'll see. I mean, got a good laurel thicket right here on the point. Wraps around. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, it seems like they should bed in here. It's not too thick, but it's thick enough to where they would feel hidden. There's a little bit of sign coming in here, but not a lot. But I've learned in the mountains that doesn't mean anything. Sometimes there's not a lot of sign. And there's a lot of deer using that area. The deer don't lay down sign like they do in other places where there's more deer density. I mean, our deer density here is probably 5 deer a square mile, so very, very low. But anyways, we're settled in. The sun's about to hit this laurel thicket right here where I can see into it good. We're gonna be here for about 5 hours before we leave, so we'll see what happens.
mountain freaking warrior, dude. Oh, man. Golly. He don't have much for antlers, boys, but he's missing an eye. Dude is just an old freaking warrior, man. Dude. I wanted to make sure it was that deer before I killed him. But that's him. Freaking tagged out in Georgia, baby. First freaking mature mountain buck. Oh, man. Oh, I'm good with it, dude. I've been wanting to kill a dang mature mountain buck in here. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, man. What a terrific day in the woods. First national forest buck. First mature mountain deer. I mean, he's a freaking hoss. It's gonna be an absolute pain in the butt getting him out of here. Let's see if we can find him. Boys. I think I heard him die. But he's about 60 yards away. There's some kind of thick stuff. Just an old mountain freaking monarch. Man, it rolled off this big hill. He was standing somewhere right over here. Oh man. Just a cool freaking deer, man. Old one-eyed Willie. Willie. Oh man. What an awesome buck. Golly. Man, he's got some cool big brow tines. Stinks. He's all rutted up. That's a North Georgia mountain. Look at that old one eye right there. One eye's all poked out. Beautiful. He died in a rough spot. I'm gonna pain in the ass getting him out of here. And he got a big old head on him. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for your life. Well, guys, this is my first North Georgia mountain buck, public land, national forest. Like, this is, in my opinion, the hardest of the hardest hunting in Georgia. It's just rugged, steep. There's not a lot to like sign that you can go off of. My buddy Nathan got this deer on camera the other day. He's about a half mile that way, and he got him on camera, and I said, man, I'd love to kill that deer. He's just big bodied, older deer, probably. I mean, he ain't got no teeth left. I bet he's 7+ years old. And I mean, look at his ears. His ears are all, both of them fully split, wide open. This one's fresh. That's from this year, fighting. He's just an old warrior. Mad at him. Really cool big brow tines. He doesn't much score much, but man, who cares about that? This is what it's all about right here. Just big, nasty mountain bucks. He stinks. All rutted up. Literally, while I was in the tree, I had just got in the tree and I had a deer blow at me up on this hill over here. My wind was blowing kind of up this hill. And I walked in here this morning, just scattered my way in, didn't really find much as far as sign. But the terrain set up perfectly right here to where I felt like these deer would either be coming up from this creek bottom or going down to this creek bottom, and there's some private land down here. And so I felt like, you know, one way or the other, the deer were going to be using this just because it's a big split, and I was up on this little ridge right here. I can see the tree I was in. And so I had that deer blow at me, and I was like, getting kind of discouraged, honestly. Sat there for about an hour and a half, didn't see anything. And about 9:30 rolled by, and I looked over, and this deer was coming off this hill, and I thought he was going to skirt me. He was going to stay on kind of on the backside of this little ridge right here, and I was about 70 yards that way. And I could still see him through the brush, kind of coming. He was just coming through real quiet, and I heard other deer running behind me, and so I think he was coming in here to get after these does that were in here. There was a doe that took off running down this ridge, and she had another buck behind her, small little 8-pointer, and this deer came in. And at first I wasn't going to shoot him because, you know, this is my last tag for Georgia, but I still got a couple bonus hunts I can go hit. But I wasn't going to shoot him, and then, because I didn't know if it was this deer. You know, I didn't know if it was the one-eye Willie, but it was, and I decided to shoot him. You know, I just said, hey, I think that's an old deer. It's a, he's got that real short snout on him. I think he's just an older deer, and so these deer up here in the mountains, they just don't get huge. He probably weighs 150 pounds. They don't get huge, but man, they're just beautiful animals, and it's just such a privilege to be up here and hunt these things. And you know, I enjoyed the challenge of these mountain hunts and stuff. And I think Andrew killed a buck this morning too, but he tried to call me right when I lost service, and I couldn't get him, couldn't pick up. So I don't have any service right here. I think the best way to get this deer out is going to be from the way that my buddy is. So I think what we'll do is probably leave him here. I'm going to get my stuff out, go out the way I came in, and then I'll go back around to the truck and go get Nathan, and maybe he'll help me get this thing out of here. But regardless, super proud of this one, man. This is just like I said, just a challenge to hunt up here and find a mature deer. There's a lot of mature deer in these mountains, but man, they're hard to hunt, and they slip around, and they're super hard to find. They don't lay a lot of sign. You just kind of have to hunt the terrain, and you know, especially during the rut. If you can be in here during the rut hunting the terrain, I feel like you can kill these deer. There's bigger deer than this in here as far as score wise, but man, he's an old, mature mountain buck, and I'm just super excited to get him out of the woods. And
I know the other bucks are probably tired of getting bullied around by this thing because you can tell he's a bully. But that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna get him packed out of here, and we'll try to film all that and get you guys some good video, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. I've been hunting my tail off for the last 3 weeks, just trying to find a mountain buck. I've been hunting different spots, trying to see if I could find, you know, a mountain buck here or there. And I've been on sign, been where I thought there was deer, but just have not found a deer. And I've had many sits over the last couple weeks where I haven't seen anything. So get in here and see a nice buck like this, and to finish off my season on an awesome mountain buck on November the 29th. Just the peak of the rut right here in the mountains, and it's just something to it, man. It's just, I think I'll forever be a mountain hunter. It's just so much fun and such a challenge, you know. I mean, it's fun to deer hunt where you got places where there's 100 deer per square mile, you know, but here there's probably 5 deer per square mile, and you know, to find and see a mature deer is very difficult. And so super excited just to have been able to accomplish that, and you know, hopefully be able to get him out of here and he'll feed the family, and that'll be about it. But we're gonna get out of here, try to pack out of here. I got a good little hike out of here to get back to the truck. Got about 0.8 miles to get back to the truck, and then once I get back to the truck, try to figure out the best way in here, and just try and see how to get him out. So it's a pretty good little place right here to try to quarter him up, just because it's semi-flat on the side of this hill. Not really flat, but it's semi-flat. So we'll try to pack him out and get him out of here, and just be an awesome day. So thank y'all for watching, and y'all enjoy the pack out.
All right, I'll get him this way, Nathan. Let me get him. Here.
You put this one off there?
Let's see. This is all right. Our limb's gonna give it away. That's probably be good enough.
Ooh, probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. You got me?
No, it's okay.
Ready?
No, just pull the rope. I do it. 3, 2, 1. We'll try to pick him up.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. There you go. That work?
Look at his tarpon playing.
Yeah.
That thing's nasty.
Nasty old
So
sucker.
hitting all over him.
Alright. If I'm gonna mount him, I gotta cape him a little bit easier.
Have you zipped that zipper up for me?
Good, I'll take some. I'll get him.
Ready. Got sticks all over them. Got sticks all over them.
Careful, we'll poke his eye out.
There's one good eye.
Let's tell a little story about this spot. So, Nathan found this spot, was it last week?
Last Saturday, yeah.
Last Saturday, put a camera in here. First deer you got on camera was this one, wasn't it?
It was.
This deer. So Nathan came this morning and hunted close to where his camera was. I went on the other side of the mountain here and happened to see this deer. Basically, first thing, I don't think I got much footage of it, but I had 2 bucks come in chasing a doe, and they went off the right side of the hill. And this guy came in sneaking in the back door like he was just trying to be super sneaky. And my wind was blowing away from him, so I felt good that he was gonna be pretty calm. And I grunted at him because he was kind of moving kind of fast down towards the way where we just cleaned him. And so I grunted at him, he stopped, and just like looked up my way. But he's one-eye Willie, so I don't know if he could see up that way very well because his good eye was on the opposite side of where I was. So he stood there for like, not even kidding, 5 minutes. And he just stood still as a statue, just looking up my way. He'd move his ears some, and I could hear deer running behind me, chasing. And I didn't want to turn around because he was kind of looking up my way because I just grunted, so I knew he was kind of keyed into my location. So I looked at him for a minute. I couldn't tell what he was through the binos because he was standing behind a bunch of thick stuff. All I could see was just a rack, and I could see like a big body, definitely a mature deer. And so then I put the binoculars back on him, and he finally took a couple steps because a doe came running off that hill beside me, and he started kind of heading towards her. And when he turned, I saw his eye, and I was like, oh man, that's him. That's the one-eye Willie. So I decided to tag out on him. Pretty excited. I think he's probably at least 6-7 years old.
Yeah, he's an old
He could be
deer.
older than that because his teeth are literally gone. So
All of his battle wounds.
Yeah, he's got, scars all over his body.
His ears
Both
are ripped.
His ears are split all the way out. It's gonna make a really cool mount. This is not normally a deer that I would shoulder mount, but just with how like unique he is, missing an eye, and so scarred up, like I really think he deserves a shoulder mount. Especially, he lived how long out here on National Forest public land? He's butted right up next to some private, right up next to a chunk of public. So he's getting pressure in here.
Oh yeah.
And
We
he
nicknamed
survived.
him the Warrior.
Yeah, the Warrior. One-eyed Willie Warrior.
I remember sending Jonah a picture of it, and he's like, "Oh heck yeah, I'd kill that thing."
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'd kill that deer in a heartbeat. Like, he has not much for antlers. His tines are probably only 3 inches apiece, but his brow tines are pretty cool. And, you can tell, I think he's just an old deer that was going downhill. I bet a couple of years ago he had a nice rack on him. But I'm excited to see his age. I'm going to send the jawbone off and get it aged. So I'm excited to see that. So
Heck
thank
yeah.
y'all for watching. We'll see you later.
Yep.